Trump Tower Moscow. And Trump Tower Moscow is something that never came to pass. But that development deal was entered into in 2005, the year of this tax return. What came of that? I mean, in the world, we know what came of that, right? Ties to lots of shady Russian guys, and also no Trump Tower Moscow. But in the financial world, I want to know what came of that. What were the financial entanglements, if any, that grew out of that Russian business adventure that he embarked on in 2005? By 2007, from another deposition, we know that Donald Trump was claiming, quote, Russia is one of the hottest places in the world for investment. We will be in Moscow at some point. Why did he think so? Were there financial ties with Russia?
Because he married it.
Confidence about that pronouncement, which he made very shortly after he signed this tax return. So 2005 might be kind of a weird year for him. May have been an outlier in Donald Trump's financial history and his tax history for any number of reasons. The only way we will know that is if we get other years to compare it to. That's why presidents and presidential candidates don't release a year of taxes or 2 pages of tax returns. They release whole swaths of them, multiple years, so we can actually understand the financial entanglements that might affect the President of the United States while he or she wields immense power, hopefully on our behalf, and without his personal finances or some divided loyalty influencing his actions. That's why tax returns are a norm. That's why we expect to get them. That's why it's still so weird that we don't have them from him, and this is the only thing anybody's been able to pry loose. When the White House finally, just before we went to air last night, when they finally confirmed the authenticity of this document, honestly, that was very good news for anybody concerned about the presidency. Concerned about, in particular, the national security implications of us not knowing about our president's financial ties. It's good news that they confirm the authenticity of this document because, number one, it means that somebody somewhere safely figured out how to get a real Donald Trump tax return into the public domain. And maybe it's just this 1 year. Maybe it was because, maybe it was Trump himself, and this was his favorite year, and that's why he let it out. But maybe not, in which case maybe more returns will follow. Number two, this proves to the White House, this release of this document last night on this show, proves to the White House that the president's taxes can be released without any picayune embarrassment to the president. We now know he does have a lot of money. He does pay taxes. No audit, real or imagined, was screwed up by the disclosure of this information and by the White House confirming its authenticity. If the White House can happily verify this tax information about the president, why can't they verify more of it to prove this isn't just an outlier? So there's a lot of weird things going on that year. Honestly, a lot of people all over the country are worried about what may be in Donald Trump's tax returns. What kind of potential entanglements and conflicts might conceivably be compromising him as president. If, as the White House says, there's nothing to worry about in that regard, well, now we know. They can just let it out. They can prove it. You won't be embarrassed. You weren't embarrassed by this last night. You can just let this all out. You can let the other years out. You can let the supporting documentation out and the other years out. And if they say what you say they will say, we will all stop worrying. Right.